What is up, everybody? This is the Post-Apocalyptic Life of Art Vandelay. This is his first month from July 9th to July 31st. That's how this format's going to go. It's going to go from month to month. And the positive traits I chose for him was dexterous, generator knowledge, outdoorsman, wakeful, inconspicuous, light eater, fast learner, and strong. His negative traits are thin-skinned, deprived, slow healer, injured, prone to illness, smoker, weak stomach, slow reader, and Sunday driver. His occupation is carpenter because unfortunately there's no architect occupation. But when I set up the game, I set it up with pretty much vanilla settings. It is a sandbox mode, but I set it up with vanilla settings other than helicopter set to sometimes at first. It'll be set to off and later on in the run. And then I also set weapon multi-hit to on to compensate for the helicopters. And then you can check out my mods in the description below. Starting on day one, I just kind of walked around, just saw what my character's injuries were. They weren't severe. I only had like one scratch or something on the upper thigh, or like mid thigh actually. And it didn't really do anything to my movement speed, so I went ahead and just continued as if I would on a normal day. I ended up finding a sweater upstairs, and I think at some point I ended up finding a hammer in this house as well. But on my way out, I decided it was necessary to kill some zombies just to get kind of a feel for how the game is going to be like, and I took them on. This police officers have a lot of nice things on them, so I went ahead and killed him, and I took his clothing. He didn't have a belt. That's the one thing I'm missing right now is a belt, but we will find that eventually. I went ahead and took his bulletproof vest. It's going to help with torso bites and scratches. Went ahead and took care of another zombie that was pretty close to the area, and then ended up finding a garage not too far from where I want to build my base, which is in the school. I went into the garage and I found a generator and a fuel can, so we already have that all set up and we know where to find that. That's what I love about spawning in Rosewood. It is actually a really nice place to spawn because you find things like this. I ended up finding 2 bottles in the back end of this truck. That'll be good for filling up the water, so I don't have to worry about running to a sink every 2 minutes to get my dude a drink, because he's always damn thirsty, right? But anyway, I ended up going across the street, found some zombies, almost got bit a couple times by the dude with the green cap. Luckily, I am a zombie killing master from Dead Rising, so I managed to whip his ass anyway. There were a lot of close calls the first day, honestly. It was pretty tough. There is a lot of zombies in the area, I mean, for Rosewood at least. But no problem, we're going to work on our short blunt game and get our skills up so that our dude can wield the hammer, since his name is Art Vandelay and he is an architect. Actually, he's a carpenter, but, you know, let's just pretend that there's an architect occupation. But anyway, I found this house kind of just across the street from the one where we found the gas can at, and I ended up finding a satchel in the room there. I also found a belt in one of the bedrooms, and then a zombie in the laundry room, so I went ahead and took care of that zombie. Just went ahead and whacked her. And then we moved on to another house, and this house will be my campsite for the night, since it is relatively safe as far as, you know, there's only one window we need to put a sheet on. We have some sheets on us. I went upstairs, and there were some zombies up there, or at least one in the closet. I took him out and just closed the door on his ass. But we ran downstairs. I finished up putting some extra sheets up on the windows, closed them all, and protected the house for the night because we weren't going to do anything. I spent the rest of the night just reading and watching Life and Living on TV to get some extra skills. So there's that. Day two, I slept on the couch overnight, and then I got a little bite to eat. I think today we're going to actually work towards getting our home base set up so that at least we have some place safe to go. I went ahead and went out back, and there were some zombies waiting for me, so I went and took care of them. And then I ran over to the school in Rosewood, and I decided to start clearing out the surrounding area. There were quite a few zombies around it. Not so many inside, but more definitely around it. It wasn't too hard to take care of them. I just grabbed them by like a small group and just took them out that way. In the backyard of the school, or in the play area, there's a few zombies. Wasn't too bad, although I tried to get it so that the zombies wouldn't break the window, but unfortunately this fuck on the inside of this room decided it was necessary to break my window. So now I have a compromised room. However, I won't be camping in this room very often, so this room being compromised is not that big of a deal. Went ahead and took care of this zombie so that he wouldn't break down that door. That would be a very, very no bueno thing. A couple more zombies within the school, but majority of it was pretty clear for the most part. It's still pretty early on, so we haven't hit peak zombie population. Just kind of sat here and let them come to me. Push them down and hammered their heads. Then I checked out the school's library. It actually had a lot of good books in there. I'm still missing quite a few, so we're going to have to go out to a couple of bookstores. And then I went to the nurse's office, and there was plenty of health items in there. And then in the storage room, I found myself a screwdriver. There's also an extra light bulb, just for the occasion. And then I went out to houses surrounding the area. I ended up taking a TV from one of the houses because we were definitely going to need TV. I decided to remove some curtains out of the houses too. And then went back to my base for the rest of the night, where I decided to make this corner spot my TV spot. I have a stool there to sit on. If it even allows you to sit on, I don't think it does. But yeah, I decided to spend the rest of the night just reading and watching Life and Living on the TV for extra skills. Alright, starting on day 3. Day 3, we found the emergency broadcast station. That's pretty awesome. So I went ahead and collected that. Then I went to the cafeteria where I was ambushed by a couple zombies. Or one zombie at least. And then there's like 2 other ones just kind of chilling in there. I just went and took them out real quick just to clear up my school and make it so that I can walk around and be all safe. Anyway, I went around to surrounding buildings. I mainly went to the building that I survived, or where I camped at the first night. I took out all of the curtains just so that I can put them up at my school, and especially in the cafeteria since there's so many damn windows in there. And then I went around to the fancy houses with the garages, and I just kind of cleared out the area because since Rosewood doesn't have a whole lot of construction areas or places to get tools and weapons and stuff like that, I ended up going around to the houses just to clear them out so I can go search their garages and collect whatever thing I can get, since there's no factories in Rosewood really besides that one, what is that, the car mechanic shop, just like right by the gas station there, right before you hit the highway north of the city. And then I took out some zombies within the houses themselves, just kind of clearing out the area so that, just so that when the helicopter does come, it's not going to drag in a crap ton of zombies, because that would be no bueno. I spent the rest of the day, though, putting up curtains in my cafeteria and just closing them, making it so that I can walk around without having to worry about zombies spotting me. Day 4, I just spent the entire day just reading in front of the TV, just to get some extra experience points. I woke up late, so I didn't really have much time to do anything. And also my water went out this day, so we have a limited supply of water at the moment. Day 5 started with me getting a snack from the kitchen area and looking how much food I got. I did find some twine, but then I ended up going to some houses surrounding my base on the east side of it. Just collecting food and curtains and whatever I can to help with my base. And I have a little bag in my hand to put all my food in. It's a neat little bag. I did find a shed, which in the shed I did find a box of nails and another hammer. And I think my hammer is going to be like the main weapon, although I didn't take the hammer. Shh. I did set off a house alarm. Unfortunately, there was one just right on the side of my base that was alarmed, so I ended up just running back to base, where I think I just sat and chilled for the rest of the day. I went through my books and just kind of sorted through them and grabbed all the first level books, because I was going to work on reading all the skill books I need for all of my skills, since the only one I have currently is, I have like 2 that were red. One of them was trapping, and the other, I think it was either farming or foraging, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just spent the rest of the night just in front of the TV. Day 6 started out with me in front of a TV. I didn't sleep at all the night before, so my character is just going through a book real quick while watching Life and Living. And then I ended up going to bed and sleeping until like 3:20. So from this, I went and got a snack, and I decided to start heading out to the surrounding areas to clear out zombies, especially ones that were close to my base. I wasn't trying to have any more of my windows smashed. So I went and took care of those zombies, and then I moved over to where I set off the house alarm and started clearing out some of the zombies that were drawn in from the house alarm, because they got pretty close to my base, and I wasn't about to let them go and break all my windows. That would be no bueno. So yeah, unfortunately, I hate setting off house alarms near my house, but luckily we're not at peak yet, so we don't have to worry about 500 zombies being pulled in from the woods, and that'll happen later in the videos. I actually have a lot of really good clips of stuff like them breaking down my fortifications, about 100, like not really 100, but like about 50 zombies walking into my base. It was a bad time, but you'll see that later on in the series. But yeah, it didn't really attract in a whole lot, luckily, since it's like the beginning of the game. But the big shit won't start happening till later on. After clearing out the zombies, once my dudes started getting tired, I decided to head back to the base, where I just probably read the rest of the night and watch Life and Living, because that's what I like to do at the beginning of the game, just get as many skills as I can possibly get right from the bat. Day 7, I started clearing out more zombies around the area again, since more of them seem to be coming to that same location I keep killing all the zombies at. And I thought there was only a couple, but there was actually a bunch on the side of my school that I didn't even see. But yeah, so I ended up going and collecting that gas can, because I think today is a good day to go out for a vehicle. So I found some cars that had some gas in it by my school. Both of them did, the blue one and the taxi. But the thing is, I actually do not have keys for them, since my character's not a burglar. I can't just, and I don't have the skills to start hot wiring yet. So I just went and found a vehicle with a key. It is a green taxi, because a lot of taxis have keys in this game for whatever reason. They're just kept in their glove box haphazardly. But I went and took out some zombies that were nearby the place. There was actually a sizable herd just kind of like out there. I mean, sizable for my skill level right now. Later on in the game, that would be like no big deal. Like, definitely could take care of that if this was a late game. But right now, we are still kind of fresh noobs, and we don't want to overburden our character with a bunch of zombies. So I went ahead and just started fueling it up, where I got a car ready to go, and I need one just in case if I need to escape, in case if a giant horde comes from the helicopter, or if the helicopter comes unplanned. But yeah, so we got ourselves a vehicle, and I went ahead and drove it all the way back to base. Having a vehicle very early on in the game is actually almost necessary, just in case. So I highly recommend getting yourself a vehicle as soon as you can. And now be careful, they do attract a lot of zombies, especially if you haven't cleared it up. But I spent the rest of the day just reading and watching Life and Living again, as usual. Alright, day 8. Started out with me watching more Life and Living, way too late. And then didn't get to bed until like literally like 6 o'clock, so it's gonna be another late start day, unfortunately. But I did get a lot of skills, so I mean, at least there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sleep, and we'll start clearing out our way to the fire station, because I think getting some fire axes to do some barricades on the school there is gonna be necessary, especially if we're gonna be getting helicopters a lot. So I started out clearing out some of the way, especially that horde that we came by when we got the taxi the other day, or yesterday, I think. And so I just went ahead and took care of them, and then started my way down to the fire station. There were a lot of zombies actually going out that direction. Pretty easy to take care of, but still, there is a lot. I mean, for the low level that I am, because I don't even have a short blunt skill to my name. Actually, I might have a couple, but that's about it. But yeah, meat cleavers are still really good and useful, so it's almost necessary to have one on you early game, because they can take out zombies pretty quickly. But yeah, this is pretty much the gist of the day, because I think on we're not going to be able to do or get to the fire station today, so we're just going to clear out a little bit of the pathway and just continue going towards our destination. I am trying to clear out most of Rosewood, but I spent the rest of the night just watching TV and reading skill books, and that's pretty much where we left. Spent the entire day of day 9 just reading and watching TV, and that's pretty much it. Day 10. This is probably going to be the longest day on this video. It was also the most action-packed day, or at least like the most, just a lot of stuff happened. This is the day where I'm going to head to the fire station to try to get a couple fire axes, maybe try to barricade some of those windows that are broken, because I'm not trying to have hordes of zombies enter that and then break down all my doors inside my base. So we're going to use the fog just to our advantage here. It should at least stop the attraction of zombies from a very far distance. Granted, it's not a very thick fog, so it's not going to do a lot, but it'll at least help a little bit. But anyway, continued clearing out zombies around my base. Also, while I was there, since I noticed a couple stragglers that were coming out of the trees and other properties, because we still have a lot of work to do in Rosewood if we're wanting to make it safe, like, at least. But anyway, heading back to the way that we came from the previous day. It's pretty clear since I cleared it out 2 days before this one, actually, because day 8 was the last time we actually came down this far. But yeah, when we got down to this T intersection right on the same road that the fire station's on, there were a lot of zombies. There were a lot of trees, a lot of them hidden up in the trees, so we ended up having to go and clearing them out, or at least just try to make a good pathway so we don't have to worry about getting mauled or have a bunch follow us to the fire station, because the fire station itself is going to be flooded with zombies. And I almost just got grabbed and bit right there. That would have been very, very bad. My dude's in a state of panic, and I don't blame him. Gotta be in a state of panic, too, if I had, like, freaking 3 zombies grabbing onto me. But granted, our guy is like a slippery noodle. He'll just get out of anything. And then proceeding to the fire station, the property was pretty flooded with zombies. There were a pretty large group of them. Firemen, all of them. I mean, there was quite a few. But not as bad as it's going to be, because right now there's not a whole lot. We're still not at peak. The zombies will still ram up a little bit more every day. But at this point, the helicopter kind of came over and was all like, hey, he's over here, bitches. So I ended up having to run all the way back to my base to get into my car. There was no way I was going to step foot in my base and have all the zombies break all my windows. I'm not doing that. So we're just going to grab in the car, or get in the car and leave the city completely. And that was the plan, since the helicopter decided to come at 9 o'clock on the dot. I mean, no warning, nothing, just straight up helicopter. I didn't even get a chance to pull out my thing. Apparently my helicopter, like the notification for it, doesn't start, or starts at 8 a.m. on this save, which is kind of weird because all my other saves are 9 a.m. when it starts telling you if the helicopter's coming for the day or not. But this one was apparently 8 a.m. for no reason, unless if they changed it, I don't know. But yeah, I just went off to the end of the road where there were no zombies, waited for the helicopter to leave, and then I started driving back. But I knew I wasn't going to be able to drive straight back to the base, especially with how much gas I had. My car is pretty much on E at the moment. So I stopped at this little place just right outside of Rosewood, and I was going to camp in this house. But then I said, no, I don't want to camp in the house. I'm going to go up this driveway and camp on the end of the house. I can't take my car, unfortunately, which it's not far away. It's just like literally 2 seconds away. My car is stuck there because it has no gas, but we decided to enter this building here and use this as our camp for the night. And I went ahead and went through all the rooms. Didn't find any zombies, I don't think. Or maybe there was one. Yeah, there's one in this bedroom. But that's about it. Not a whole lot compared to what there could have been. And then I decided to go out to the backyard. And then I noticed that there was a house that I can cut to just by going straight through the backyard here. And it shouldn't be populated at all. I should be able to get to the house without any issue. So we're heading over to the house that's just right along there. And we're going to go check it out. And I actually like this property a lot compared to the other one. It actually has like another building on the property, like a little garage thing. I went and just got in the building, and this is going to be our camp for the rest of our time. before we moved back to the school, because lots and lots of zombies are dragged in by that helicopter, and I wasn't about to go send my character to his death or just destroy the entire school base by going inside of it and trying to camp in there with a lot of zombies trying to get in. But I spent the rest of the night just reading and watching Life and Living as usual. Alright, day 11. Day 11, I decided to search nearby houses for supplies. I don't remember exactly what I was looking for. I think I was either looking for extra vehicles, or I was going around looking in the buildings for food. I think it was mainly food is what I was looking for, because we are cut off from access to the food that we have at our base, so we need to have a good stash in case we're going to be here for a while, because clearing out the zombies with a hammer can take some time when you don't have a whole lot of short blunt skills. I don't know why I attacked that zombie first. I should have attacked the blue shirt first. But nothing happened. That was bad. So it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, this is pretty much the day. I just found nearby houses and went through them for food. There were quite some zombies in this one. I think there was like one here and then another one in another room or something like that. After clearing her out, we just kind of went and searched the rooms. There's one in the bathroom. Again, another one. And then we went and searched around some extra areas, and I decided to look in the little building that's right next to my house. It's just like the little tool shed. And then here I found nothing. Just some duct tape, really. And then I was checking out cars that were crashed, all that. I found some twine, but that's about it. Not a whole lot of good stuff. But I spent the rest of the day just reading and watching Life and Living as usual. Alright, day 12. Day 12 started off with me starting to clear out the pathway to get back to my school. The first place I was going to need to stop at was the gas station, because we absolutely need gas. This zombie is deaf as hell. I literally was sitting there screeching at it. I mean, in quiet tones, obviously. But it didn't want to come, so I was like, you know what? You can just linger there. If you're not wanting to bite me, that's fine. But anyway, I went ahead and took care of some massive herds that were kind of congregating in the middle of the highway here. Luckily, we're still really early on, and there's not the amount of zombies that there was later on in the game. You'll see that later on. It'll be pretty dope. But anyway, took them out with hammers, just kept clearing them out, because this is how we're going to get back, is probably mainly through walking. We'll bring the car when we're ready, but for now, it's just a matter of walking to and from our locations. And yeah, so taking care of the zombies, I managed to make it to the gas station, and there wasn't a whole lot of zombies at the gas station. I was expecting more, because, you know, this gas station can get very populated, especially if you're on normal population settings. That I did not change for the game. It is straight up normal settings as far as zombies go. But I did not know that there was actually an upstairs to this gas station with like a kitchen and other things. So I managed to get some food here while I was here. And corned beef is probably one of the best canned foods you can get, since it's got such high calories. I think it's the highest calorie food. If you're going to gain weight through that, that's how you're going to do it. I did turn off nutrition. That is the one thing I did turn off. I find it kind of petty. I'm not really into the whole nutrition system in this game. It's a little bit too much to worry about when you have other things you want to worry about. I might put it up. If you guys want me to put it back on, I will. But just remember, any changes won't be taking place until like March-ish. Since my videos are all the way up to March 3rd, I think, right now. But anyway, I just went ahead and went back to my base. I didn't want to camp in the gas station. It wasn't really that good of an area to camp in. I didn't want to just start out there just at that moment. So I just spent the rest of the day just literally doing random things around the house. It started raining and getting super foggy, so I didn't bother going outside, really. Day 13 was much the same. I started off, since it was kind of storming and still kind of foggy outside, I started off watching Life and Living. and reading some skill books. When it got less foggy, I walked over to the other base and used those gas cans to fill up my gas tank to be able to bring it to my current base or my current camping spot. So at least I have it there. And then I decided to go back out and clear more zombies. And I decided to take the field and not take the main road. And I feel like I should have just taken the main road. It probably would have been less zombies because I think they all moved over into this goddamn field. There were so many goddamn zombies in this. So we're going to just kind of clear out a path just so that we can get from at least the gas station to the fence that goes behind those houses near my school. And yeah, so there was a lot of zombies in here. I spent quite some time, like literally multiple hours every day, just clearing it out just so that I can get some stuff. But once my dude got tired and got too hungry, I just walked his ass back to the house where he just kind of did nothing the entire rest of the day. And actually, I started transferring stuff into the back end of my taxi because within the next few days, we'll be back at base. Day 14, give it up for day 14. We're actually here doing more zombie clearing. Decided to kind of push the field a little bit more and clear out even more zombies. There are some massive crowds in this field though. It took me quite some time to get through this. I mean, just only with a hammer too. Like, I mean, I do have a pistol, but I'm not trying to fire it off and attract every zombie in like a 50-mile radius. So we're just going to take it out melee, just grab a couple groups at a time. And this is actually doing really well for my short blunt skill. But anyway, I spent the rest of the night just reading and watching Life and Living once my character got tired, and that's usual. Day 15. Day 15 started off with me clearing out more of the fields again. But this time I actually made it all the way down through the woods and in the fence. Or to the fence. But I spent a lot of time clearing out a lot of the zombies in this field. Especially, like, if you see how many zombies are just, like, over here in general. I mean, there's a bunch, and they're all kind of sprawled out. They're not, like, really clustered or anything. So we can kind of just thin it out a little bit. Make it so that we can actually walk through here and not attract every zombie in the area. We went ahead and just kind of got a few more short blunt skills, which is actually really nice. And then I made my way through the trees, and there were a couple zombies on this side of the fence, but I did make it to the fence. But I knew I couldn't make it over the fence on this day because my character had been fighting zombies for a couple hours now. And if I jumped that fence, my guy was going to get super tired. Fighting in the trees is super stressful, though. It's not something I prefer to do. But unfortunately, it's kind of unavoidable a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and clear them out. And we're going to go back to the gas station this time and just camp in there since we're already pretty much ready to get back to base. We were going to jump the fence tomorrow. But I spent the rest of the day just staring off into space, sitting on this chair, letting my character get bored and depressed. Day 16. This is the day I decided to jump the fence. I managed to make it here without fighting any zombies, so my character is full on stamina at the moment. I just went ahead and climbed the fence, although he just slipped right there, which it takes a shot to your stamina, which kind of sucks. But I took out a lot of the zombies that were kind of sitting out in front of these houses here. A lot of them moved in during the helicopter event. So I just kind of went through and just kind of cleared out a little pathway to my base. It was pretty clear for the most part, but unfortunately, on the backside of this fence, there was a bunch of zombies coming towards me. It's kind of fucked, but I just went and took them out, let them come to me rather than going to them because I wasn't trying to get murdered. So I just went ahead and took them out, and there is a lot of zombies just kind of lined up. I mean, for early days at least. There'll be way more when we get more helicopters later on in the game. But yeah, my character with his damn butcher's knife just started going freaking nuts on these guys. But I was just training them, getting them to a single file line, not letting them flock so they wouldn't just surround me, because once they surround me, it's going to be game over for sure. But once I got that cleared, we actually made it back into the school finally, which was relatively clear. And I used a fucking table to clog up that after a zombie or two broke down the door. But anyway, I went through and just got rid of a lot of the rotten meat out of my freezers and... Day 17 started off with me going through my yard. clearing out some of the zombies that were in here. There was a lot that climbed that fence during the helicopter event, so we're gonna just go ahead and take care of them. Get them so they don't break my windows. That would be very no bueno. Yeah, there was actually a lot, though, for, you know, for the early game. I keep saying that, but it... Good amount of zombies, good amount of zombies. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of our good protective clothing, and we're only wearing a t-shirt now. But yeah, I just went ahead and just kept clearing out the zombies around my school. Just made it safe again. It's almost necessary. And then I went on one of the side streets, just cleared out some more of the zombies that had been attracted by the helicopter event. And that was pretty much the rest of the day. I mean, that was pretty much all I did for the day. Day 18. Day 18 started with me clearing off the side of the building because a lot of them kind of conjured up again. They just appeared around the door to my cafeteria, and I'm not trying to have those windows get broken because it's my cafeteria. And so once we cleared them out, we decided to head over on the east side of our building and clear out those zombies as well, since there's a lot more that moved in since we've been gone. Zombie migration, I did lower the time that they'll migrate, so they'll actually migrate a lot more than usual zombies. And so that will help keep the game interesting. And also, yeah, so here we are, just clearing out zombies. Day 19, we decided to try to beat the dead horse again and head right back to the fire station. A lot of zombies this time. This was actually where the zombie amount kind of like increased. I was just sitting here taking out groups at a time. Especially when you get to the fire station property itself. There were a lot on the fire station property. I mean, a lot. It almost seems like more spawn because, I mean, I didn't see all these firemen before when we went to the fire station. We could have gotten in if the helicopter didn't come, but unfortunately the helicopter came. And I was moving out massive groups of them, just trying to clear my way to the fire station. But luckily, my dude is just one man and his hammer. He's just like literally annihilating all these zombies with only his hammer. Again, I do have a pistol, but it's unsilenced, and I'm not trying to attract every zombie in the area. But getting to the fire station property, there was actually a pretty large group of firemen and a couple stragglers of just random civilians, but we went ahead and took on all of them and cleared them out, and that's gonna really be helpful for when we get into the fire station. I'm not trying to have random zombies just enter the fire station on its own. Other than the zombies that were out here, it's actually pretty easy once I got into the building. A lot of them were outside, not inside. There was only a few on the inside, but yeah, I didn't really find much in here. There were absolutely no fucking axes, which kind of sucked. But I did find a couple hammers, and there was a good amount of medical supplies in the medical part of it, but unfortunately there was absolutely no fire axes, which is why I came here to begin with. But anyway, heading back, I actually decided to go to a base that I had started in a previous save and just kind of try to make it safe so that we can maybe use this as like a storage shed or something for extra storage. I don't know. I might not ever use this, but it'd be a good alternative. It's got a nice front fence, and my whole entire goal is just to clear out enough zombies to be able to open that fence before any zombies had broken it. Because in my last save, the zombies actually broke it. You see, they're kind of conjuring up on that fence there. If you just kind of open it, they won't be able to break it anymore. And you'll be able to keep this area safe. It's actually really nice. You start off with a fence gate like right off the bat, but the area is surrounded by trees, so it's harder to survive. The rest of the day, I did survive. I went back to base and just kind of read a book and kind of chilled on the table. And I was just, you know, surviving. Oh, I also need to mention that loot respawn is set to every 2 months, and that is specifically for the helicopter event because we're going to need a lot of stuff for the helicopter event, so loot respawn is necessary. Day 20. On day 20, I just literally spent the entire day chopping trees. I did find a fire axe somewhere. I don't remember where. I couldn't find it in the videos, but I did find it. I think it was in one of the garages that I had searched. But I got a fire axe, and I was just moving logs over to prepare barricading my windows, so at least then we can get rid of all the compromised spots. But the first part is just barricading the windows itself with planks, so we don't have to worry about that. But I spent the rest of the day just kind of chilling in my base, and that's pretty much it for the day. Day 21 started with me making a bunch of planks with the wood that we had moved from the previous day, and unfortunately, yeah, we have a helicopter today, so I just like literally grabbed a few books and just camped in my base the entire day and let the helicopter pass. Day 22. Day 22 started me clearing some of the zombies that just wandered over from the short helicopter event, and then I went and cleared out a bunch of the trees on the northeast side of my base. Just getting a lot of wood and stuff so that we can start barricading windows and making our base safe and getting rid of our compromised rooms, and that was pretty much the entire day. Alright, starting on day 23, we were just barricading the windows of the school, just making it safe for our character so that he wouldn't get murdered by intruding zombies. And we used some of the nails that we got from garages surrounding the area. It's pretty much when I was looting those fancy houses earlier on, I found a bunch of nails. And so that's what we used, just kind of barricade the windows a little bit. And then we spent the rest of the day just kind of sitting in our base after our character got too tired and too much damage from carrying heavy shit the entire time. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on month 2, coming very soon. Month 2 is going to be pretty intense, so stay tuned.